Founders want to build like Elon Musk, move fast, scale aggressively, and push boundaries. But what most people miss is that companies like Tesla or SpaceX don't succeed just because they move fast. They succeed because the legal structure and foundation is built to handle the speed. And most early stage founders are not operating with anything close to that level of structure. But that's fixable. So let's walk through it. The misconception. When founders say I want to build like Elon Musk, they usually mean product speed or ambition. But legally, scaling is not just about speed. It's about absorbing complexity without breaking. Every time a company grows, three things happen. Liability increases, contracts multiply, and decision-making gets more complicated. And if your legal structure does not evolve with that, you don't actually get fast growth. You get fragile growth. Not what we want. What actually breaks first? In most startups, the first things that break aren't the ideas. It's the legal foundation that was built for a smaller version of the company. I see this happen in a few predictable ways. Founders don't properly structure equity early. Contractors didn't properly sign intellectual property agreements assigning the intellectual property back to the company. Contracts were not standardized. Decision-making authority was never formalized. Everything works fine until the company starts to grow. Then suddenly small gaps become very expensive problems. The Elon Musk misconception, one thing people misunderstand about companies like Tesla or SpaceX is that move fast mindset doesn't mean legal informality. It means the opposite. It means decisions are structured so the company can move fast without negotiating that foundation every time something changes. So when they expand into new markets, hire new teams, or take on major contracts, they're not rebuilding the legal system. They're operating within one that already anticipates. What founders should copy from Mr. Musk is if you're a founder trying to build something scalable, the lesson isn't be reckless and move fast. The lesson is put equity structure in place early with your other founders, document ownership early, standardize contracts before volume increases, make sure all of your intellectual property is assigned back to you to find who can make decisions. Once the business starts moving quickly, you don't have time to fix foundational issues. You only have time to respond to them. Legal risk, it shows up when a contractor disputes ownership, a co-founder relationship changes, an investor reviews your structure, a large deal requires clean documentation. And each of these moments, the question is the same. Was this structured properly before we got here? That's where companies either scale smoothly or start slowing down to clean up problems. So the real takeaway is that companies that scale well aren't just the ones that move fast. They're the ones that don't have to stop moving to fix foundational legal problems. The foundations are in place to deal with those. That's really the difference between early stage chaos and scalable growth. If you're building a company, especially one that's starting to grow, this is something worth paying attention to early because most legal problems don't show up when you're small. They show up when you finally start succeeding. So it behooves you to get started on the front end to avoid it. It's really not very expensive and it could save you millions. So talk to me, I'm happy to help you. Thank you so much.